All right. So let's watch Titus. Hot times at the Whitehouse. Hot times at the Whitehouse, guys. I hope you guys are ready for this one.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
I hope you guys are ready for this. It takes a lot to pop up over these bars that people like Donald Trump set. All right, and they are doing a phenomenal job of setting new bars to reach.
Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Titus, and this, for the 1000th time, is the Armageddon Update.
Titus seems tired. I understand, bud.
Well, of course, Elon was high the whole time. Okay, finally. We finally have a reason why someone would go full Third Reich and then watch ghosts and fairies fly in the old...
Now, hold on, though. Hold on. We gonna blame this on the drugs?
Oval Office.
Look at his ass, dude. Somebody called him on that shit and he got so mad. He's like, bro, I said once a long time ago that I used ketamine for depression, and now people say it happens all the time. Like, motherfucker, you high. You are so high right now.
He's fly in the Oval
Look at
Office.
this shit. Look at that shit.
This guy is just one large bank account away from this guy. And how many of us have woken up after a long ketamine 3-day weekend after decimating government services and screwing the poorest people in the country? And we're told by our friends, dude, you would not stop heiling Hitler.
Oh my God.
So Elon's now gone, and $2 trillion has been cut by the Doge team.
We can do at least $2 trillion.
Wait, hold up, sorry. Actually, nothing was saved by the Doge team. In fact, as of June 3rd, 2025, Doge has claimed to have saved $180 billion. An analysis by the Partnership of Public Service estimated these savings will actually cost taxpayers $135 billion.
That's that good Trump math, guys. That's that good Trump math.
And that's just in 2025 alone. Other analysts found billions of dollars in misaccounting, and some of the money spent was spent at dispensaries. However, they have...
What? What? No. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, it's like when you go with the you're out, like, you know, you work at a corporate job. You guys know how you get like per diem shit, right? Somebody gets a company credit card and you're out with like a mid-level management guy, and he's got a drug problem, and he's like, bro, we gonna go to a strip joint. We gonna go to the brothel afterwards. We're gonna get some cocaine. It's gonna be great. And you're like, how are we gonna pay for that? He's like, I got the company credit card. And you're like, I don't think that's a good idea, Bob. I don't think that's a good idea. I think they're gonna see. He's like, nah, they don't care. They don't care. Then you get pulled in the office about a week after you get back. They're like, so you went to the Moonlight Bunny Ranch? And you're like, that was Bob. That was Bob. What the fuck, man?
Really cool merch. So the guy in charge of finding fraud and waste fired all the guys who were in charge of fraud and waste because he knew that, well, they couldn't find the fraud and waste that he could find. And then he spent 4 months finding zero fraud and waste. In fact, of the 110,000 Social Security counts that they went deep on, they found 2 weird ones. Not 2,000, 2. That's statistically 0. So once again, the Republicans took something that was working fine and shit the bed horribly. In fact,
hold on. What the?
Republicans took something that was working fine and shit the bed.
Oh no! Oh no! Look at the maid, dude. Oh, the maid. That is amazing. This is the only thing AI is good for so far, guys. Talia says job reports came back with 38K new jobs. Yep. So every week I get information from one of the largest distributors in the country, right? About the current atmosphere, the current place that the country is in. And every week it tends to get a little bit worse. And that's because I've said this before. When people were like, super happy about the jobs reports at the beginning, they're like, yeah, no, like it's actually like jobs are really up and like inflation is coming down and unemployment levels are pretty much the same. You don't understand how statistics lag and how companies prepare for things. So because of how unstable this country has been for the last 6 months, right? A lot of companies didn't know what to do. A lot of companies were doing pretty well coming out of Biden's presidencies. A lot of companies actually thought Donald Trump was not going to do the things that he was saying he was going to do, and they thought he was just bullshitting. They were believing he was tacoing. And so a lot of companies were adding jobs for the first 3 months. A lot of companies bought a lot of products in the first 3 months once they recognized that Trump was going to start tariffing stuff. So when you front load the statistics with a bunch of people and a bunch of products being brought into the country and a bunch of products being sold because people are buying these products before tariffs, you create these artificial numbers that look really, really good. The problem with that is that we've all been forecasting this, and that is that in the month of June, the tariffs would start to hit home. We now have a report coming out of New York that shows that over 50% of all companies that were asked said they have passed 100% of the tariff on to customers. And it's something like another 30% of those companies also said that they passed another 30 to 40% of the tariffs on to customers. Remember Trump saying you won't pay any more for these items. The companies will eat them. That's not true. They won't do that. That's not how anything works. Donald Trump has no fucking idea what he's talking about. So when we talk about 38,000 jobs, and it's as low as 33,000 jobs, and we also talk about the farming jobs also being a dismal report, you are looking at the potential over the next couple months of fucking catastrophe. And it's not just left-wing people saying this. There are conservative economists that are like, bro, this is stupid. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? And all the people telling fucking Powell to cut the interest rates don't understand how that fucking works. You cannot cut interest rates when you are forecasting higher unemployment numbers. You are forecasting higher inflation by end of year. It doesn't matter what inflation looks like right now. Because the reason that you're seeing a reduction in inflation is because you're seeing a reduction in demand. The reason that prices on eggs have gone down is not because of anything that Donald Trump has done. Well, I mean, I guess you could say it is because something he's done. It's because consumer sentiment is the lowest that it has been. It's the second lowest percentage ever. Therefore, people have bought less eggs. I buy eggs for a job. I can tell you that though there are more eggs now, and those eggs now have older dates on them because less people are purchasing them, it is still extremely chaotic to buy those eggs. It is very hard to determine whether or not you're going to get a full load or almost none at all. People are pulling back on purchasing because they are scared. People have been fired en masse and continue to be fired en masse, and those numbers are going to catch up. And we are going to have a huge fucking problem here in the next couple months if this administration doesn't get its shit together and recognize that they are playing a fucking scary game with the lives of Americans. They can burn this shit to the ground. I know it may not seem like it, but it is a distinct possibility that over the next couple months that the American economy can go straight into the fucking toilet. And guess what? We could take the entire globe with us. This could be bad, bad. So, yeah, no, I know what you're saying. The 38,000 jobs. I hear what you're saying.
Horribly. In fact, let's go over all.
Mod, when you say eggs are still super expensive, one of the things that people don't understand, and I just want to make myself clear on this, when I say eggs are cheaper, I'm talking about than last month. They are not cheaper year over year. They are still 2.5 times the price of what eggs were in May of last year or April of last year, because that's the last numbers that we had. Eggs are still 250% higher than they were last year. they're still almost 3 times higher than they were at the best price of last year. And to make it even worse, we've stopped talking about the avian flu or reporting on those cases. So, yeah, when I say that egg prices are cheaper, that is relatively. That's like saying gas prices are cheaper when it's $5.35 and now they're $4.90, right? Like, it's still not good. It's just that Trump people will say egg prices are cheaper, but they're still super fucking expensive, and everything else around it is going up as well. Energy is going up around it as well. The only thing that has been going down was gas prices, and that probably won't continue as we move into the summer. Those prices will elevate as well. So, yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
All Trump has destroyed in just 4 short months. You ready? Deported legal residents. Yeah, not MS-13 like he said. People here legally. Then denied the Supreme Court, making him bring them back. You know, violating the law. And the whole premise of America. ICE is going into neighborhoods and is deporting mothers after they obviously Photoshop MS-13 tattoos on those mothers. They went after our best colleges because they won't teach what Trump wants them to teach, you know, which would be against the First Amendment. Went after law firms that proved to a jury that sweet potato Hitler was a criminal 34 times over. In fact, the only category Trump leads as for presidents is in felony conviction. He gutted the FAA, planes crashed.
And don't forget, he is still a felon. No matter how many other federal felons that he pardons, he cannot pardon the state crimes. Therefore, he is still a felon every day of his life.
Gutted HHS, measles is back. Cut the weather service, no more warning for...
Yep. What is it? So just so you guys know, there has been 76 cases of human avian flu, too. And that's, like I said, that's without reporting. We don't know if they're reporting cases or not anymore. There are 76 cases so far this year of avian flu in humans. There was over 1,000 cases of measles with over 350 outbreaks. An outbreak being more than 13 people in a certain area. Over 1,000 cases of measles. Last year, I think the total amount of measles cases was like 250.
Tornadoes, more people dead. Year. Cut FEMA, so no more help for tornadoes after the tornadoes or floods or hurricanes or wildfires. In fact, why don't we just say no more help? Your tax dollars pay for that help, by the way. He gave Doge access to government payment systems, and they cost us $135 billion with a B? They also took women's rights and are arresting and jailing mothers who miscarry. You know, making women take a dead fetus to term, killing some of those mothers. You know, like Jesus Christ would do. Stopped all federal grant funding, stopping infrastructure projects, stopped pediatric cancer research because, you know, billionaires kill children. You Democrats better get serious. Stop writing strongly worded letters, Schumer, and say what is. Republicans kill children. They tried to end birthright citizenship. You know, violating the Constitution you say you love. Closed USAID, the government program that helped us worldwide. Yeah, it gave other countries aid, so we had goodwill from those countries. It was called soft power, and it was cheaper than bombs and bullets. Oh, and the medical and food aid saved lives because of USAID.
Yeah, not to mention that the aid also stopped certain types of issues. I just saw this. Is it Dole? So in Panama, they've laid off their entire banana workforce in Panama because of protests and other problems. I forgot what it is. And I think it was, no, sorry, not Dole, Chiquita. I think it's Chiquita Banana. Dole probably owns Chiquita Banana, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's true, but I could look that up. But they laid off their entire workforce in Panama. Panama is one of the largest producers of bananas for America, right? I don't know if you guys saw, I think it was Linda McMahon the other day. And was it Linda McMahon? No, it was, God, who was it? Fuck. Was it Lee? Who was it that they were asking? But they said, what is the tariff on bananas currently? And the guy said 10%. And they said, so Walmart has raised their prices on bananas by 8%. And he said, yeah, you're going to be tariffed on things that are from outside the country. So if you want to get around those tariffs, then you got to build farms here in America. And the person goes, we don't grow bananas in America. We can't grow bananas in America. It's like these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's insane how many of these people don't know what they're talking about. But the reason I was saying that is because USAID also helped with stopping blights. There's a banana blight. There's a citrus blight. There's a cocoa blight. Like, the price of cocoa has went through the roof in the last 10 years. Like, through the fucking roof because of black rot. There's a green blight on citrus in Florida to the point that it's incredibly hard to grow it there and not profitable. Like, the whole reason that something like USAID exists is to make things in America better by using, like you said, soft power or good faith capital to get people to invest in America because we help them, right? So we help them to fight off the black rot on these cocoa crops, and then we get a better trade deal out of that. Like, it's not fucking rocket science, man. It's insane that these people have done what they have done to our government. They aren't helping you. They aren't helping me. They're only helping themselves. They are picking our fucking pockets.
We were the good guys, but Trump stopped it all with Afrikaner ketamine cowboys' help. So now, not only did they open the door for our enemies to step in and take over in those countries, but around 300,000 people will die this year from lack of medical support and no food. Billionaires kill children. And the Republicans in Congress voted to kill children. Because Republicans kill children. And if you voted for these Republican billionaires, you support killing children. Whereas the Democrats took them to drag brunches where they heard show tunes.
Right.
You kind of see how that's a little bit better? I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God damn, man. You know what? That's it. Democrats, would you get some balls and just start saying it? Billionaires and Republicans kill children. They actually vote to kill children. Republicans kill children.
And there you go, guys. Like I said, unapologetic. I said it earlier in this video. You do not owe these people politeness. You don't owe them etiquette. You don't owe them being the adult in the room. You don't owe them you going high when they go low. What you owe them is calling them the fuck out and saying what they're doing is destroying America. That's what you owe them. And you don't owe them that. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the people around you. You owe it to the people that didn't vote for this fucking bullshit. That's really the moral of this story. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.